and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. We have all of the wacky and weird news stories today it's Wednesday, so wacky and weird news. I hope you're ready for our animals and our people doing weird things. This is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before the show starts. We just got caffeine in our body and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those wacky and weird headlines and spin that segue wheel. Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday, escaped monkey returns to a wildlife park after roaming the highlands. Plus, a Belgian construction worker finds gold.
Oh, yikes. And more weirdness. The Tiber River in Rome at record low levels, where you can see Nero's Bridge and other low water levels. News of apparent human remains have been found in Lake Mead near Las Vegas.
My camera doesn't switch for some reason. New UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham targeted an ongoing Trump aide impersonation scam that once hit the US senators. Plus, a man covered himself in resin to rob a supermarket, but he was still caught anyways.
And in the weird rapid news, we got other weird stories we'll touch on. Man dressed in Grim Reaper looking in hospital windows. African weird cat captured in Illinois. And Amazon can sell you a little coffee shop you can just set up in your driveway. Get local permits though.
Still need those local permits.
Oh yeah.
In my culture news.
They'll take your house.
My culture news, we're going to talk about Twisted Tower. Welcome to the amusement park that smells like burnt popcorn.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is National Potato Day, so if you're looking for a reason to get out of bed this morning, it's potato! And Wednesday, which is Weird Wednesday, August 19th, 2026 on Before Coffee.
Another wackiness for our Wednesday.
It's more potatoes. Make some fries. Don't just stare at a potato.
I feel like we did have something potato-based a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago.
Make some cash. That happens all the time. The National Potato Board you get a lot of influence.
Big Potato is, the Big Potato controls
Big
all
potato.
The national holidays.
That's right. They're hot potatoes, are they? Let's have some potato puns.
Well, let's see what our first segue is.
We'll write it down as a prediction.
We haven't had an International UN observance for so many days I forgot to check, but there is one today. Alliteration headline is our first segue for my first story. It's from Anna Lauren on The Independent. A young monkey is back at his Highland home after escaping from an enclosure overnight. Search teams spent the day looking for Luca, a young male Japanese macaque who escaped from the Highland Wildlife Park near Aviemore. The Royal Zoological Society of Scotland, RZSS, said he returned to the park of his own accord on Monday evening, the 17th of August. The search has concluded successfully, and Luca is safely back in all care. Darren McGarry, head of animal care at RZSS, said, "He will now be looking over by our keepers and veterinary team before being carefully reintroduced to his group. Just to make sure he's not sick or catching diseases, I guess, while running around the Highlands." Mr. McGarry added, "We want to thank everyone who helped during the search, particularly those who supported our teams. Luca arrived home on his own accord, and we are delighted to have him safely back at home." Staff spent the day attempting to track the macaque across the area using techniques including a thermal imaging drone. Primate group dynamics may be very complex, and males being forced out of a group is not uncommon, Mr. McGarry said earlier. Although the macaque is not dangerous, our advice is that members of the public should not approach him and to contact 0776-9165-117 with any details of the sighting. The escape follows another incident in January of 24, so 2 years ago, when a Japanese macaque named Honshu slipped out of the park. Honshu roamed the highlands for 5 days before being spotted eating a local garden bird feeder. Free seed. He was safely captured and returned before later being transferred to Edinburgh Zoo for a fresh start. Japanese macaques are also known as snow monkeys. There is a large group of primates at Highland Wildlife Park. According to the zoo's website, their large social groups, called troops, can have a strict hierarchy. Males have a changeable social structure due to competition in the arrival of new males, the website says. Alpha males can gain high status and mating opportunities. They don't always hold the position for long due to constant challenges. In Japan, a young macaque named Punch went viral last year for clinging to an orangutan stuffed toy after being rejected by his mother. He has since found a new troop and celebrated his first birthday in late July, receiving 2,500 birthday cards from around the world. So I guess the world will be ruled by macaques when we're gone.
Hell yeah. They ruled Gibraltar already, right?
Yeah. In Japan.
Oh.
They'll go to the hot springs with all the monkeys in them. And probably Thailand too, as well. I don't know.
Thailand has those little the little guys that steal your camera and your phone and shit.
Yeah, maybe those aren't macaques.
I
don't know what those are.
I think those are spider monkeys or something.
You better hold on, spider monkey.
Yeah, your primates are just fun havers. They are. Okay, or is it ready for my headline?
Yes.
Or as my headline should read, Merry mobile macaque monkey makes many mildly mortified. I don't know if you can be mildly mortified.
Just mildly. Oh, there's a macaque in my garden. Just don't look at it, dear.
Macaque monkey. I know macaque monkey is redundant, but that's alliteration for you.
My next story is about a gold find, an actual gold find in Belgium. This is on Der Spiegel, a German paper. Incredible and wonder. This is how a worker describes the moment his team encountered a treasure of gold when laying a sewage pipe. 9 million euros, walled in a basement wall of a house in Belgium. Construction workers have discovered gold worth around 9 million euros in Belgium. Police on last Friday, which was the 14th of August, released photos of around 50 gold bullion and piled up gold coins. An actual treasure trove of gold bullion. She? Who's she? This is what happens when you translate an article.
She?
Yeah, I guess I genderfied the treasure trove. They genderfied the treasure trove, so this treasure trove identifies as a woman. The police appealed to the population in the eastern Flemish city of Dendermonde to stay away from the construction site. The police were alerted by the construction workers with a statement that they had discovered a large amount of gold. Apparently, some treasure hunters of the site would like to pay another visit, explained the police, who changed their profile picture on Facebook to a gold coin. A gold invice is absolutely futile. Populations stay away from the closed-off construction site. According to the Belgian media reports, the gold bars and coins had been discovered in cellar walls during renovation works in the house of a charity. Value is estimated to be 9 million euros. The team's first reaction was disbelief and wonder. A worker told Belgian broadcaster VRT, "We came across it when we were doing work for laying of a sewage pipe," he said. "We definitely didn't expect to find gold." I don't know why he was Irish, but he was Irish now. Police seized the gold and moved it into a safe place.
He's a leprechaun. You understand? He's keeping the gold like a leprechaun. Yeah.
Oh my god, I made an unintentional joke there. According to the VRT, the public prosecutor's office in East Flanders began investigations. Neither the origin of the gold nor the rightful owner are known so far. The original, don't gold bullion usually have serial numbers? Can't they just trace the serial numbers?
Not if it's legal bullion.
No,
you can make your own gold bullion.
Yeah, but they do have. Yeah, I don't know.
The melting temperature of
stamped.
gold is very low. You can melt
Yeah.
it. You can melt it without having a what do you call it, foundry in your house.
Yeah, I'm just saying they are stamped. So.
Yeah, all right.
Either way. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the police seized it. The original owner of the treasure of Dendermonde has, according to information from TV channel, 5 years to claim the gold. That was reported by the Belgian Ministry of Justice. First, the finder must try to locate the original owner, a ministry spokesperson said. If this is not possible, they must be reported to the community within 7 days. So, there is a time limit on claiming this gold, and now they have to prove it, I guess. Probably with something like, I live there. You know. Every person's ever lived at this location. The problem is they're not releasing the location, only what town it's in. So, if you lived in Dendermonde, and you left some gold in your cellar, or maybe your grandfather left some gold in the cellar. I have no idea. It's a tough one, right? I feel like this is the problem, right? A lot of older generations did keep money, hidden, and you'll find like a wad of cash in the freezer when they die, because they don't say, hey, by the way, in my will, by the way, I left that wad of cash and treasure in my freezer to my granddaughter. They don't do anything like that. They just never tell anybody. They get to mention, forget they left money in their freezer or whatever.
Well, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for reminding me about the holes I dug in the backyard. I forgot about that.
Do you have an alliteration?
Yes, the basement bullion bargain. Booyah! There you go.
Love some bullion. Gold bullion.
That's right. I'm just saying, what's gonna happen? I think if I found a shitload of gold in my basement, I don't know why it would.
I think the problem here is that they're probably government paid contractors, and everyone saw it, and then it just got, the manager found out, whatever, and he said, I've got to go call the police about this because that's proper policy.
Exactly.
Government proper policy is to contact the police.
Here come the government to take it all away from you and give you a fucking receipt and say, oh, we'll get us back to you while we figure out what this is for, and I'll never give it back to you. And you're sitting there going, fuck, what the hell did I do? Why did they involve a bunch of fucking greedy assholes that probably just stole it, for all I know?
Yeah.
Jesus, don't call anybody if you find gold. Holy shit, that's gold.
Well, I think what they're saying is that if you don't, claim the gold within the next whatever time limit, it does go to the finders, maybe finders keepers.
I'm just saying, if you find it, why would you tell anybody? If you know it's gold, who the hell are you going to tell? What are they going to do for it? All they're going to do is take it from you. That's all they're going to do. I'm just saying. I found a bunch of, let's say it's gold coins, right? I found a bunch of gold coins in my basement. Let me call the authorities. No, don't call them. Go to the pawn shop, one coin at a time. That's what you do. Maybe the coin guy can call. 5
coins, being like, oh yeah, I found 5 coins when I was, whatever, in my backyard, Yeah, make a whole lie and story about it.
If you're a big city, go to 5 or 6 different coin shops at different times. But you certainly don't go, oh, look at me, I'm rich, let me pay a lot of taxes. I don't know. Or have it confiscated because it belongs to some friggin', some museum decides it belongs to them, and they can steal it. They can steal it. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. They're going to put it in their storage room and
donation. Oh yeah, but they're going to make money off of it by selling tickets to the museum. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hey.
Or the employee just steals it. The low-level employee just steals it because they only pay him enough. It's stupid. Why give things to museums? They don't do anything. It don't belong to them. Why do they act like they own everything? You're just a building with 4 walls. You're just a museum. I can take a freaking pawn shop owner can take care of gold jewelry or gold coins. It ain't that hard. It ain't like some freaking, oh boy, that gold's gonna deteriorate. It doesn't. It just lasts forever. That's why it's valuable. Anyway, let's
non sequitur, the next segue for your stories.
So funny the way people just think they're going to get rewarded for turning that shit in. I guess we wouldn't have a news story, right? What do we spend? Circuit?
Non sequitur.
Non sequitur. Sorry. All right, two stories, and they're both involving the same thing, and that's water not getting replaced. We got plenty of water here. If anybody needs water, just come out here with buckets, because Maryland, we get it every stinking day, like every day. I can't even cut the grass anymore. It's ridiculous. But not in Rome and not in Nevada. Low waters, APnews.com. Paolo Santalucia. Low water reveals ancient bridge in Rome's Tiber River. Remains of an ancient bridge have emerged in Rome's Tiber River near St. Peter's Basilica, as weeks with virtually no rain caused water levels to plunge. The bridge, known as Nero's Bridge, named for the former Roman emperor, once connected Rome's city center with the Tiber River's right bank. Nero is the most famous person linked to this area because precisely in Nero's circus, where the Vatican is now located, the Apostle Peter was martyred. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Apostle Peter was crucified upside down, in case you didn't know that. Anyway, that's got a shitty way to go out. And archaeologist at Rome's Cultural Heritage Superintendency is the name of this person, Antonio Bonini, who said that. However, scholars consider the bridge to be older than Nero's era, built by Caligula, Nero's uncle, who was another idiot. He said, adding that it existed as early as 39 AD. So there are the pictures. The Tiber's flow has fallen below 80 cubic meters, or 2,825 cubic feet per second, about half its historic average for the month of July, according to Giovanni Giganti, coordinator of the Rome Civil Service Protection Center for Water Management. We are facing major water crisis, and this crisis is also due to the fact that the winter, we did not have quite the abundant rainfall, but then the dry periods were quite long. Yeah, that all adds up to the river going, hey, we're going to stop being a river, and we're just going to be a mud puddle. Just a big old mud puddle with some water flowing every once in a while. So, unfortunately, that's what happens in droughts. And I wish you people in Rome could have some of our water. That would be really nice. Coming down in buckets like every stinking day. Anyway, what's your story? Let's have a non sequitur before I go on to another one. Story about the same exact thing.
Yeah. Too many people have too much wind and too much heat, and not enough people have water falling out of the sky.
Yeah. Did you ever wonder where all the water goes?
Yeah, I think we need to start collecting water and then selling it to other countries, you know?
Get yourself a cistern. Collect the rainwater. Yeah. Rainwater's good. Yeah.
If you don't already have, then you live in a dry area. You're just not being pragmatic.
If you live in Puerto Rico or like Cyprus or something, and you don't have a cistern, you're struggling. Mm-hmm. CBSNews.com has a story about, unfortunately, I'm using CBS News, even though they're fascism now. They do have actual reporters that do work. Apparent human remains found in Lake Mead as water levels do what? They recede the record lows again. This is Mark Osborne's person. Apparent human skeletal remains, including a jaw with teeth still attached, were found in Lake Mead on Sunday, officials said, as the water levels sink to new lows amid a drought and scorching heat in the West. Hot in the West in the summer. What a headline. On August 16th, the Lake Mead Interagency Communications Center received the report of potential human rains at Boulder Beach at National Park Service, said in the statement. National Park Service Rangers said the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department responded to the scene. The incident remains under investigation. The bones were discovered by a woman and her friend and daughter. The shoreline at Boulder Beach was located on the western side of the lake within Nevada state lines. I think a lot of the lake is in either California, probably, or maybe even Arizona. I don't know. Nevada's kind of tucked in that little area. Las Vegas and Lake Mead. We just went to the lake to, have fun for a little bit. My friend was playing with the rocks in the lake, and then he grabbed the jaw Danielis Molina Cruz told Las Vegas CBS affiliate KLAS. When he looked, he saw teeth and everything. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department told KLAS they responded to a location along Clark County's coroner's office and were not investigating in the incident. The reason the remains were found now can quite likely be chalked up to the concerning drop in water levels of the lake. We noticed it said it's very low. The water looks very low compared to where it should be. Noel D. Leon told the KLS on Monday, as the water goes down, the skeletons come up.
Oh, no.
Water levels have reached historic lows in Lake Mead, which is the largest reservoir in the United States. Lake Mead is being formed by the Hoover Dam, I believe. Or is it the Glen Canyon Dam? One of them. Yeah, no, it's a Hoover Dam, I believe.
In a way, it's a man-made lake.
It's a big fucking dam. Anyway, water levels have reached historic levels at Lake Mead, which is largest reservoir. On Monday, the water level dipped to 1,039 feet above sea level, according to U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, well below the previous record low set for July 22. At the time the water levels dipped in the summer of 22, several discoveries of human remains garnered national media attention. In May of 22, boaters spotted a metal barrel that ended up containing human remains. A shirt and belt were still visible on the remains, according to a couple who found it. The body was found near Hemingway Harbor, which is just a couple of miles south of Border Beach. A man in the barrel was found and had been shot and was declared a homicide victim. Listed the mob for sure. The remains are believed from the 1980s. Police said the remains have still not been identified. Or the police released a composite image what he had been looked like in November in 23. I can't read sentences all of a sudden. The remains have still not been identified, though police released a composite image of what he may have looked like in November of 23. Well, he was died back in the 80s, but whatever. Okay, gotcha. The barrel is just one of the number of discoveries of remains in Lake Mead that year. On 3 dates, July, August 22, human remains were found in Boulder Beach area. Those were later identified as the same person, Claude Russell Pinsinger, who disappeared in July of 1998, according to Clark County Medical Examiner. His cause of death was not determined. Well, let's see if Claude Russell Pinsinger knew any associates that were shady. I don't know. Human remains found on May 7th of 2022 in Calville Bay, just after the body was found in a barrel. Well, later identified as Thomas Ernst, who had drowned in 2002, according to the medical examiner. Wow, swimming in Lake Mead, not a great plan. The remains of another drowning victim, Donald Smith, who was believed to have drowned in 1974, were also found in 2022. So these people actually drowned, and they said, well, someday we'll recover their bodies. And that someday came in 2022. So there's your fresh dead bodies washing up or popping up all over Lake Mead, and Nero and Caligula raising their ugly heads in Rome, and just the drought continues. Just hot.
Yeah. This tends to happen when there's things that were there and then they go away. You get things are revealed. Similar to my gold bullion story. Right. If you thought about Nero, if you stop thinking about Nero, and now you got to think about him again, because there's his bridge right outside your doorstep. All right, let's roll the next segue for my stories.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do the.
What is our segue today? It is going to be a bad pun. A bad pun about Andy Burnham getting hit by scams and the Tar Man. This first story is from Danny O on IB Times, which I believe is like International Business Times or something like that. Britain's new Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, has drawn into an exchange with someone posing as U.S. convicted felon Donald Trump's Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, in an incident serious enough for British Embassy in Washington to alert the White House. Burnham became suspicious that the contact was not genuine and that the exchange was reported to the appropriate authorities, according to officials cited by Politico. One person briefed on the communication said a few messages were exchanged after Burnham entered number 10, described them as of no significance. The incident has drawn attention because the same identity was previously used in an impersonation campaign that reached U.S. senators, governors, and business executives. The person communicating with Burnham presented themselves as Wiles, one of Trump's closest advisors and the White House chief of staff. It is not clear when the exchange took place or what was discussed. Officials have not disclosed the content of the messages. Burnham took office on July 20th, making him prime minister within less than a month when details of the incident emerged. He has been on a course to become prime minister since winning the Makerfield by-election on June 18th. Downing Street declined to discuss the incident. "We do not comment on national security matters," a government spokesperson said. The British Embassy in Washington raised the exchange with the White House. According to officials familiar with the matter, they were concerned within the UK government that Wiles' phone could have been compromised again. What is this woman doing with her government phone? She's getting hacked and people are using her number or official channels in order to pretend to be her. I'm not surprised, honestly. The White House rejected that explanation. "This incident has nothing to do with the chief of staff's devices being hacked," a White House official said, "so they have been hacked then." The Burnham exchange follows an earlier case in which someone posed as Wiles while contacting prominent figures in the United States. In May of 25, federal authorities investigated after senators, governors, and business executives received calls and messages from a person claiming to be Trump's chief of staff. Wiles told associates that her personal phone contacts had been compromised, according to a report at the time. The impersonator used Wiles' identity to approach people in her network. Some recipients questioned the authenticity of these communications, while investigators examined how the person had obtained access to high-profile contacts. The campaign was not limited to political figures. Business executives were also among those contacted. According to earlier investigations, the FBI and White House became involved in examining the attempted impersonation. The history formed part of a context surrounding the latest contact with Burnham. The British leader was not the only prominent figure to receive fake messages using Wiles' identity. He also had he was the latest known recipient of this kind of approach. The latest incident has not been linked to a new compromise of devices. The White House has specifically denied that her phone or other devices were hacked in connection with Burnham's messages. The sources of the impersonator's access to the UK Prime Minister has not been disclosed. It is also unclear whether the person behind the messages is the same individual involved in the 25 campaign. The available reporting sets out the repeated use of Wiles' identity, but does not identify the person responsible. There is no indication that the sensitive information was obtained from Burnham. The person briefed on the exchange said the messages were of no significance, and officials said Burnham became suspicious during the communication. The embassy's involvement brought the issue to the attention of the U.S. officials. Officials familiar with the matter said British representatives in Washington raised the episode with the White House after learning that Burnham had communicated with someone posing as Wiles. The UK government has not disclosed what prompted the alert or provided further details about the message. The incident comes as Burnham settles into his first weeks as Prime Minister, and as communications between senior British and U.S. officials continue to be governed by security protocols. So it's a bit of a non-story, but it's funny that it happened. I guess. It's wacky that it happened. That there's no secret passcode or something that these government officials need to share with each other to make sure that they know that each other are real. Or maybe that's what it was. They didn't have the secret passcode.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Also, hello, Nicole. Thank you for stopping by. Do you have a bad pun about hacked phones or getting catfished by officials?
Yes. I'm waiting for something to happen on my stupid computer, but it's just sitting there going, yeah, buddy, you're just waiting. You're just going to have to wait. So I'm going to have to... No, because I was looking something up so I could make a pun, and it's sitting there going, too bad, dude. You just don't get to know. It's just going to lock up on you. Anyway, I think the British invented spam, so that kind of serves them right. Spam, that's what's happening here. It's just spam calls, right? Don't answer your phone, by the way. There's all kinds of these scams out there. I don't know if Andy Burnham's in his 60s or whatever, how old this guy is. But hey, if you're old, you just answer anything because, hey, somebody's calling me. Somebody's calling me. Hey, I don't have no friends anymore. They all died. Somebody wants to talk to me, and then you get scammed. So
I think he's pretty young.
I have no idea
mid-aged.
why the internet don't work for me right now. It just doesn't care what I do. It just says, yeah, Henry did something. I don't care what you did.
The next story is about a tar man. This is on UNN.ua, I think a Ukrainian paper, coming out of Kyiv. A 26-year-old man climbed into a barrel of resin to become invisible and robbed a supermarket. Police spent more than 5 hours, 12 liters of oil, and 4 liters of detergent to wash him off. In Kyiv, a man jumped into a barrel of resin in order to become invisible in the dark and rob a store. He was notified of suspicion, and the man's laundering took more than 5 hours, the National Police said last Friday, the 15th? No, the 14th of August, writes the UNN. It all happened last night in the premise of a grocery supermarket not last night, it would have been the 14th, the 14th of August. It all happened on the 14th of August in the premises of a grocery supermarket in the Sviatoshchinsky district. The offender was arrested by patrol officers. A 26-year-old local resident who decided to rob the shop using a very unusual way of disguising. To do this, climbed into the barrel of resin that stood on the construction site, hoping in this way to merge with the darkness. In the future, the man damaged his glass door with his foot and penetrated into the room where he had put cigarettes, juices, sweets, orange, grapefruit, and the most important thing, wet wipes, the police said, into his bag. Taking more, he prevented the guards of the institution he got caught by the guards of the institution and then he rushed to flee. But the offender did not stop there. On the way home, he began to throw stones at the window of a lyceum. At this point, he was found with a bag of stolen goods by law enforcement. The man was detained in accordance with Article 2008 of the Criminal Procedure Code of Ukraine, the police said. However, the hardest part of the work was waiting for the police after. To deliver the man, the police department interrogate him, he had to be laundered. As in, he had to be cleaned off. To do this, law enforcement officers spent more than 5 hours, shoe brushes, 12 liters of oil, and 4 liters of detergent, the police center said. The offender was notified of suspicion under the Part 4 of Article 186 and Part 1 of Article 186 and Part 1 of Article 296 of the Criminal Code of Ukraine, robbery and hooliganism, because he threw rocks at somebody's window. And there's a picture of 2 officers with him handcuffed, and he's just covered in tar. Just a man covered in tar. He's wearing pants, but he's not wearing a shirt. So, your weird and wacky story there.
Oh, I guess I got an invisibility puns somewhere in here.
Go ahead.
Why did the invisible... I really don't know why the invisible man married the invisible woman. I don't know what they saw in each other. There's my invisibility. Oh, like that.
Why would you... that's crazy. Crazy story. So desperate to steal some juice from the supermarket that you cover yourself in tar.
Tar seems like it would cost more than
hungry. I don't know.
Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not free. I mean, it was free. You just jumped into a construction site.
Yeah, free tar. Yeah, it's not free getting it off your clothes, though.
Right, we already did non sequitur. Let me roll again.
I do have a video. I'll probably try to send it to you.
I'm sorry. I missed Eric coming in. Hello, Eric. Sorry I missed you. Thank you for your fresh acorn.
Unless you have a
Sarcasm.
video.
I do have a video, but
Sarcasm.
it's just of the man in the tar. It's like a 5-second video, so yours is probably longer.
No. I got one involving this day in history. Okay, so I got 3 stories that are short. Speaking of people doing weird shit and dressing up weird, let's do this one. Let's close the low water story. That'll save me some memory. Man dressed as Grim Reaper arrested after hospital disturbance. This is from USA Today's Anthony Thompson. This is the longest story I can find on this. So, a 26-year-old man was arrested and fined after climbing onto a roof of a hospital in Wales while dressed as a Grim Reaper and staring down at patients, visitors, and staff, according to multiple reports. He's just lonely, wanted to make some friends. Leon Gillespie of Bedgonwy, Wales, was spotted wearing an all-black hooded outfit while standing above the entrance of the YSBYTY Glen CLW. Okay, yes, Sabati Glen Cloud CLWYD Hospital in St. Asaph in Denbighshire. I can say that. This happened on June 6th. The Independent and Metro UK reported, citing local police. Witnesses said he appeared to be motionless as he looked down at people below and held what appeared to be a long blade. He had his scythe with him. Of course, he can't be the Grim Reaper unless you got your reaping blade with you. North Wales police and firefighters responded to the incident at the hospital. As already said, the ordeal lasted about 50 minutes before Gillespie was arrested. Ordeal of a guy standing there. It doesn't sound like an ordeal. It's a guy standing there. The Grim Reaper's coming to get me. I'm here for a splinter in my finger. Gillespie later pleaded guilty to causing a nuisance or disturbance on National Health Service premises without a reasonable excuse. Why would you have a reasonable excuse to cause a disturbance at a hospital? According to the Independent, no explanation was given in court why he was dressed as a Grim Reaper and climbed on the hospital roof. Boredom? Yes, you bored him. Gillespie's costume was also described as...
That's the only excuse I can think of.
Gillespie's costume was also described in course as resembling a crow, the Independent reported.
There you go. He wanted to be the crow from the famous film.
He wanted to be in the movies. Not exactly the best way to get there. Betsy Codwaddler, that's her name. Betsy Codwaddler, I swear to you. A university health board, which oversees the Glen Clwyd. I don't know how to pronounce a word that's spelled YSBYTY. Yes, Glen Clwyd. Come on, Wales. Throw some vowels in your words. Told the Metro UK that the organization has a zero tolerance approach towards the disruptive behavior at the hospital. I guess so. Why would you have? We definitely tolerate all the disruptive behavior we can take.
We love when people scare people and make them frightened in the hospital. Naked,
we will tolerate a certain amount of it, but no, we have a line. We do have a line, by golly. None of this Grim Reaper nonsense. The health board has previously stated that approach abuse, aggression, and nuisance within its hospital sites. The health organization said, well, congratulations, having a policy. Does your policy cover people outside the window? I don't know if it does. According to authorities, Gillespie was charged with causing a nuisance. Again, you're charging him with a crime. I don't see the crime. Scaring people is a crime. Oh, okay. Refusing to leave the premises is a crime. That's the only crime I can think of.
Please leave and stop scaring old people that the Grim Reaper is coming.
Yeah, not even old people, just people in the hospital in general. Little children, for all you know. He pleaded guilty to stealing between 30. What?
Oh,
he also had 2 other. This guy's a bet. He's just a nerd. Well, he's just a loser. He's a bum. Yeah. He's a scumbag. He's just stealing stuff and fucking with people. Probably wants to go to jail. Gillespie also admitted to 2 unrelated theft offenses. You know what I do? I steal shit. By the way, you know that theft that you can't solve? he pleaded guilty to stealing between 30 and 40 pounds worth of cat food and cat litter from Pet's home and store. I hope he has a cat. That's all I got to say about that. At a home store in Landundo on March 26th per later. Stealing cat food? Cats can feed themselves. I'm just saying. Also admitted to stealing food and drink from the Sainsbury store in Landundo. Love the names of towns in Wales. LL starts with 2 L's. ANDUD and no.
Double L is a Y sound. Double L is a Y sound.
Yandundo on May 28th.
A single D is a V sound. I know I'm making it harder for you.
Yeah, I'm almost finished. The court ordered Gillespie 50 pounds of compensation, 100 pounds of fines, and 100 pounds cost to the Crown Prosecution Service. He was fined 200 pounds overall for the hospital disturbance. I think the thievery is worse than the hospital disturbance, but I can definitely see how you just, if you believe in that sort of nonsense, like there's some person coming to get you, and you can physically see him before he gets you, like, woof, that's your problem. It ain't his problem. He's just having a little fun. That's the way I see it. Let's have a say. Did we get non sequitur? What did we get this time?
No, we got the last time. We had sarcasm, which we've had plenty of from you, so I'm not sure how I can fill that in.
What is word Wednesday?
I think the cat was up to this. This was actually a cat's plan the whole time.
Right,
he gave,
exactly.
You know how some people can get like diseases from their animals? I think the cat gave him some sort of brain worm, and that's like, he controlled his mind, right? And he said, go freak people out and steal me some cat food and litter while you're out there. Thanks, buddy. I'm hungry.
I suppose you're laying in.
Give me that.
You're laying in the hospital.
Sure, cats can catch their own food, but some of them really like that premium cat food. You know, it's like getting a steak. You know, why would I catch a mouse when I could eat some nice steak from the store?
Well, maybe he was. Here's the thing. Maybe he was just trying to scare people to death, and he would just drag their bodies out of the hospital for his cat to eat.
Yeah.
He was just literally killing 2 birds. Well, not literally killing a bird, but killing humans and figuratively killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Why is he stuck in a tunnel?
Good.
All right. 2 more stories on our.
I get jokes.
2 more short stories on a little blurb fest here. It's a blurb fest. UPI.com. Ben Hooper has a story. A African serval, S-E-R-V-A-L, which is a big cat with big ears, captured after days on the loose in Illinois. Animal control officials, Illinois, Grundy County. Great name for a
Grundy. I'm from Grundy.
You're out on a motorcycle if you live in Grundy County. Grundy. Animal control officials in Illinois, Grundy County said an African serval on the loose for multiple days has been safely captured. Grundy County animal control said the serval, wildcat roughly as large as a medium-sized dog, was spotted multiple times wandering loose in the Gardner area. It's the name of a town. It's not, where the gardener works. The cat's owner worked together with animal control officers to locate and capture the serval. The exotic pet was finally nabbed on Monday. The serval has been roaming the Gardner area, has been caught. Officials wrote on social media. Our officers were assisted by the owner, very helpful residents. Thank you again to everyone who reported a sighting. This handsome fellow will be home safe and sound with his family very soon. Yes, you own an exotic pet. You can't take care of it. That's your quick story. Should be too easy to get sarcasm. Another cat sort of related story.
Yeah. I mean, when you buy that wild animal, you're not really surprised when they escape. This cat's probably trying to get back home. I'm not from here.
Yeah.
But was this was Illinois, right?
Illinois, a suburb of Chicago.
As everyone knows, here's your sarcasm. As everyone knows, Illinois and Africa, same climate. So, exact same climate.
Absolutely, this time of the year it is. Right, yes. And the cats, again, are very adaptable to just about everything. So they can climb trees and all kinds of shit. They're crazy like that. I do not worry about wild animals. Like cats to me are like this close to just turning wild at any time. I give them 15 hours outside and they're become, I'm back in the jungle. That's who I am. Anyway, that's another story. And there's the name of our shows before coffee. So we're going to talk about coffee. And if you're having trouble making money, making ends meet, don't forget to get all the permits. Don't forget to get all the permits, because you can buy yourself your own little coffee shop and set it up in your own yard if you want. Like I said, if you're in a homeowner association, you can't do this, but hey, maybe get yourself a little.
You're going to be dealing with a bunch of bullshit from the homeowners association.
Well, here's an idea. Go to a local business or a local person who owns a parking lot, or a local business that owns parking lots, and say, hey, can I set up this little corner of the parking lot that nobody's using? That's what happens all over the country anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy one from Amazon. And they say, oh, again, it's a free ad for Amazon. So Twitch, you better stop screwing with us, Twitch. We're giving you free ads. GoodHousekeeping.com, Alyssa Gotari has the story. Amazon is selling a tiny coffee shop you can build in your backyard. The tiny home craze has officially expanded to a charming coffee shop that will ship right to your door. Amazon is selling a mobile container coffee shop that can completely customize to fit your aesthetic. Whether you're dreaming of a space to grow your brand or a backyard cafe for outdoor entertaining. Similar to tiny homes, these modular shipping containers can be installed in your backyard for more square footage. They can also be transported via truck or crane, making it a fun option for seasonal business owner. Imagine a fall coffee shop in a busy park. Keep in mind, any commercial space, especially one that serves food or drink, will require licensing and permits. No shit. They will come and shut you down.
Please don't sue us if you get arrested, because it's not our responsibility.
Yeah. Yes, it doesn't have to be coffee, by the way. It can be anything. It can be, don't forget to get permits for that shit you're selling too. While coffee shops seem to be a popular choice, not the only option. Picture mobile boutiques, pop-up ice cream shops, food stalls, ticket booths, brand showrooms, or backyard office space. You can customize your charming coffee shop with windows and doors and add a rooftop deck. It's basically a smaller shipping container where one big side of it has been cut out and replaced with a fold-down door that folds up as a awning, and you put your stools under the awning. It's very simple, very easy to set up. It's already made for you. Choose. Let's do this. You can customize your charming coffee shop with windows and doors and add a rooftop deck. Yes, choose which kitchen equipment you need to run your business, like stoves, air fryers, and espresso machines. If you recently purchased or hope to purchase a commercial lot, this shipping container means your dream cafe could be operational weeks faster than traditional construction. Since you're not able to customize your layout prior to ordering a structure on Amazon, it's hard to predict the exact price. You should reach out for the manufacturer directly with questions. That's a giant picture of the author of this article. There's your story. Doesn't give you the cost. I will tell you what the costs are. I wasn't going to look that up, but I forgot. You can go ahead and give me a...
Sarcasm is really quick. Maybe I should look up how much it costs.
Yeah, hoping you would.
Because my internet's faster.
Yeah, probably. I think a meal on acid is faster than my internet.
9,000 it says. 9,020.
It was a little price.
Amazon is selling a prefab tiny home coffee shop for just 9,020. Perfect for a mobile pop-up side hustle. According to the Sun, anyways, that's what they reported.
Okay, I hope that includes delivery. But if not, I think Amazon, if you join their club, they give you free delivery anyway. So
yeah, your prime Amazon delivery. Get your free shipping on your $9,000 coffee shop. Lovely.
Free shipping, man. Can you imagine shipping costs on a $9,000 coffee shop? It's probably the same as the coffee shop.
I would definitely just plan for upwards of 10,000. Just because you have to also buy the materials for your coffee shop, right? You need to buy the beans, you need to buy the machines. This is just the building. I don't think it comes with furniture, as far as I know.
Oh, you can order it with accessories. It says in the article.
Okay.
You can order.
Well, how...
Or like, oh,
my
extra
sarcasm
stove
for this.
or whatnot.
My sarcasm for this is, I love how we're just video gaming life. You know.
Yeah.
Go to your in-game store,
right.
your in-life store, order your already remade coffee shop, already furnitured up. Already comes with Amazon coffee beans from the Amazon. You know.
Doesn't come with air conditioning, no. So you take the.
It's a good thing this is Wacky and Weird Wednesday, because I wouldn't believe this is reality otherwise. It's doing this to me again. All right. Our next story.
One of us dropped off.
I'm sorry. Let's roll our next segue for my culture segment.
You dropped off.
Yeah, it keeps sending me to the AFK channel, even though I'm obviously speaking. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. Discord, just Discord things.
I'm looking at these options now.
Tell me a joke about
$800.
1940s video games about saving your girlfriend from a tower at a carnival. Cursed amusement park. Yeah, that's a very common. I'm sure you'll figure out a joke. Because that's our culture segment today.
Okay.
You've been giving me no soundboards today. I've been soundboarding myself today because you've been giving me 0.
Oh no, that's not true. All right.
This next story is coming from GameSpace by Tayoshi. The Twisted Tower. Welcome to the amusement park that smells like burnt popcorn. That's the very feeling you get when you first look at the Twisted Tower. The game unabashedly takes BioShock as its main inspiration and reference, and it does it quite well. Its own style captivates with the dark grotesqueness and a resemblance to the city of Rapture. From the very first minute, you feel as if you're entered another section of the underwater city, only this time it's a section located outdoors, on a mysterious island off the coast of Wales, cloaked in eternal night, thick fog, and containing an abandoned amusement park. Before we talk about the game itself, we need to talk about the man who created it. For 5 years, Thomas Brush, the indie developer behind Pine Strip and Neversong, lived in this world. He worked 12 to 15 hours a day and would leave the studio at 2 in the morning. Okay, I stopped working at 4 a.m. What's your point? Staring at the ceiling and thinking, I'm not going to finish this game. What am I even doing? 2 years ago, he recorded a video that went viral. His hair was tousled, his gaze lost, his hand shaking. He apologized for his appearance. He said he'd lost weight, that he hadn't slept in a month, and the imposter syndrome was tearing apart. And then, in one of the most recent videos that you can find below, he said something that made even this reviewer pause the video and just sit in silence. I want my game to smell. I want to smell burnt popcorn. I want to smell a musty, damp carpet that's stained with Coca-Cola. I want to smell cigarette smoke and boiled hot dogs that have been sitting in that boiled hot dog water for a year. That's what I want to smell. And that's what I want to feel. I want to live in the world. I want to be there. That's my heart, my soul as an artist. I want to live in these worlds that I create. Well, good news for you, Thomas Brush. You are not an imposter, because that is a very artful depiction of what it feels like to be making something. You can take this however you want, call it posturing, and attempt to sell a game development course. Yes, Brush has one, and he really does help people become developers. But when someone talks about their project as a place where they want to live, not just make money, you can hear it. You can feel it. Twisted Tower wasn't born as a commercially vetted product. It wasn't meticulously planned with a calculator in hand. It wasn't adapted to current trends. It didn't ask the focus group, guys, what would you like to see in a boomer shooter about clowns? It's made because Thomas Brush wanted to play it. And that is the most honest thing an indie developer can say. I completely agree. Twisted Tower is an indie boomer shooter that simplified BioShock's gameplay to run arounds and solve puzzles and have fun in arenas. That's not an insult, just a statement as a fact. The game consists of 5 fully fledged linear levels that create the illusion of non-linearity. In reality, they fly by in a straight line. You're simply shown a beautiful corridor and told to go there, but this corridor is so stylistically designed that it's a pleasure to walk along. Each location is a separated world within the park. The lobby is a central hub where you start and return. The hotel consists of tangled corridors haunted by ghosts of the past. The water park is what you'd expect: water, rust, and the atmosphere of abandoned revelry and the smell. The clown casino, bright, crazy, and dangerous. You can also pull levers and win prizes, or nothing at all. The carnival in the woods is gloomy with the wooden wagons and a Ferris wheel, oddly suggestive. The space station is a futuristic finale with floating brains and Gatling gun jars. Yeah, right. Each location teaches the player and the protagonist something new. There are quite a few weapons in the game that add a lot of variety in the gameplay. Here are the things that you have at your disposal. A hammer is your primary melee weapon. It hits enemies with a satisfying punch and sounds like meat or metal. It depends on who or what you're hitting. The pistol and revolver are the basic weapons for a long-range firefight. The double-barreled shotgun is for close encounters. The Tommy gun is a legendary weapon everyone's loved since their first Mafia. In Twisted Tower, it can fire all ammo at once, turning into a mini Gatling gun. The Martian cannon fires homing projectiles that explode on command. The only problem? You get it half an hour before the finale, and you never get to realize its full potential. The other weapon variations are also present in the game, such as a rapid-fire dart launcher, a whooping shotgun, a bubblegum shooter, and a sniper slingshot. All of these are useful during the game. Each weapon has its pros and cons and is suited to specific tasks. Overall, you'll use the entire arsenal throughout the game, with a couple of notable exceptions. For example, players can get their hand on an alien blaster towards the end of the game, and it's not really used because the game ends after 15 minutes. By the time they used it is when the entire arsenal was forcibly taken away. Spoiler, I guess there. You can upgrade the weapons. Drawbacks, besides the unnecessary guns, are purely personal. You'll be attacked by such creatures as the knife-wielding huggable bear, ducks with shotguns, giraffes with pistols, telephone machines, and many, many, many more highly creative adversaries. There are even flying brains with guns, the pinnacle of the game's absurdity. You'll have to first break through the protective shell and then destroy their brains. It looks comical and terrifying at the same time. Enemies have basic intelligence. Riflemen try to stay at a distance. Flamethrowers try to teleport behind you. And witches cover everyone with a shield. They can even jump. He once tried to hide on a visor to reload and got an unexpected surprise when the entire room decided to jump on him. It's both infuriating and cool. Cutscenes showing you where to go are also a questionable mechanic. They're a nod to the old school game development, but in 2026 they feel archaic. You want to run, but they slow you down to show you another door. Instead of letting you explore and understand what changes, you just hand it to you on a silver platter. Another thing, there's woefully few traps in the game. Saws, spikes, pits, all of these in the trailers from a year ago or two ago, but they seemingly didn't make it into the final version. Why were they cut? It's unclear. But these are very mechanisms would have created a very different feeling that the game lacks. Enemies appear in small ways similar to the Bioshock-like game, but there are good moments too. A couple of game arenas are well designed. They're intense with powerful music and large wave of enemies. You're really tense and you're looking for cover, you're firing on all cylinders. There are 1 or 2 or 3 such moments, and they're very memorable. The music is also top-notch. Each location has its own accompaniment, its own style, its own energetic combat, melancholic in exploration, and oppressive in horror moments. And the final boss battle is simply mind-blowing. And of course, jump scares. Yes, there are some. This reviewer is someone who's played a lot of horror games. It's hard to scare him, but Twisted Tower made them jump a couple of times. The jump scares are perfectly timed and sounded. They appear exactly when you least expect them, and in just the right way to really get on your nerves. Visually, the game is a mix of Bioshock, We Happy Few, and Disneyland, seasoned with a horror atmosphere. The locations are detailed, each room filled with little details. Cobwebs, spider eggs, mannequins, inflated balloons you can blow up, crates, bottles, all posters of Vincent's father's films are everywhere. References to the plot are everywhere. You can just walk around and look around, and it's a real treat. The only downside is many rooms are simple. You walk from arena to arena, 2 or 3 corridors, each containing nothing but beautiful textures. There are secret spots in every location. Sometimes they're difficult to find, sometimes they're incredibly easy. In one location, they're almost right at the entrance. You just need to walk along the parapets to left and right. In another, you crawl through a vent, harpooning, pulling yourself to hidden spots. In a third, you jump on a large box, and that's it. That's the secret. There's a couple of bullets and tickets there, here and there. There's an achievement in the game for finding all of these secrets in one playthrough, but this reviewer has never gotten it in one run. Not because he didn't find them, but because some of the secrets just don't make sense. Is it worth it? Not sure. The hero is Vincent is an ordinary guy who proposes to his girlfriend in the car while watching an old movie. She accepts, and then they are promptly kidnapped. Vincent wakes up on a mysterious island, home to an abandoned amusement park, Twisted Tower. His goal is to climb the top of the tower and rescue his beloved. But the story turns out to be much more complicated in its premises. The ending does leave room for interpretation. I'm not going to reveal what the ending is from this review, but if you fear ambiguity, then this might not be an ending for you. The credits reads closed doors are now open. Previously, though, the game you'd encounter locked passages with signs reading under construction, a hint that the full version will offer more than just one ending. They've already played the game twice, and they'll be back for its full release because they're curious to see what really happens when these doors open. Thomas Bush recorded several videos about the making of Twisted Tower, and there's one line in them that's stuck in this reviewer's head. What a privilege it is to be exhausted by a creative project. Most people in this world never do anything like this. How cool it is to be exhausted by an idea. So there you go, a wacky and weird game about being stuck in an amusement park and trying to save your beloved from the Twisted Tower. And I cut that story up to bits because it was very long.
Really?
So yeah, I skipped like whole segments about like the story, and I know some people don't like spoilers, so I didn't want to spoil too much about the game.
Yeah, if you want to read the whole article, as with any article, we do give you the option of just going to the website. You don't have to just rely on us to read it.
GameSpace Twisted Tower review. That's the whole article.
Give these people clicks that are reporting the news. Give them clicks. All right, my joke. Did you hear about the depressed web developer when his new disc didn't work in the gaming system? Did you hear about that?
No,
He's really
what
depressed.
happened?
Did you hear about it? He was inconsolable.
Wow. Inconsolable.
Inconsolable. I should have said it that way, right?
Oh, I get it. I get jokes.
There you go. You get Homer.
Oh my God!
Did you send me a video? Yes, you did. Okay, I got it. Let's
I
roll
did
our
send you a
final
video.
segue for this day in history.
Video's a little long. It's about 5 minutes. I don't know if you want to play the whole
Okay,
thing.
yesterday's was pretty long, so.
The introduction is worth the. I think you should have played the introduction anyway, because
Now I'm going to tell you
This
a
day-
joke about this day in history.
joke about this day in history going back to 1274. Woof. What was happening then? Hard to believe they were even keeping histories, isn't it? Back in 1274, they hadn't invented the printing press yet. So
my
you got
day.
yourself. Edward the First was crowned King of England at Westminster. Just in case if you were wondering when that happened, Edward the First. I think he was the Longshanks. Wasn't he Longshanks, or was he the daddy of Longshanks? I think he was Longshanks. One of them guys was Longshanks. 1458, Eno Silvius, 1458, sorry. 58, yeah. Eno Silvio Piccolomini was elected Pope Pius II following the death of Calixtus III. Uh-huh. His picture is on a coin, apparently. Well, that's pretty cool. 1812, the USS Constitution, otherwise known as Old Ironsides, commanded by Captain Isaac Hull, won a brilliant victory over the British frigate at HMS Guerriere in the War of 1812. And the British said, "Frigate, we're out of here." Frigate. I love that name. Frigate. In 1847, more naval news. More military news. U.S. forces, although he's wearing what looks like a admiral's hat, U.S. forces under Major General Winfield Scott began the Battle of Contreras, opening the final campaign of the Mexican-American land-stealing war. 1883, French fashion designer Coco Chanel, a Nazi sympathizer, was born on this day. So happy. Of course, when the French were invaded by the Nazis, she just went, "Oh, I love me some Nazis." So for some reason, they forgave her and let her be, the fashion lady, or what is it? Chanel? No, she invented the perfume lady. There you go. 1900, the first and only Olympic cricket match began in the 1900 Paris Olympic Games, played across 2 days. Great Britain beat France to take home the gold medal. I still don't understand cricket. I do watch it. I'm going, I have no idea what just happened. And I read the rules and I go, I still don't have any idea what just happened. So somebody's got to explain cricket to me. They've made cricket into a better sport. It doesn't take 2 days anymore. The Indian Cricket Federation has standardized rules for a shorter game, but I still don't understand it. 1934, some 90% of German idiots, voters approved the referendum that made Adolf Hitler Führer and Reichskanzler. 90% of you idiots. Come on, man. I know none of those people are alive anymore, but Jesus, 90%. Just because you're that, oh, I'm so poor, we'll take Nazis. Knock it off. It didn't work for Italy either.
To be fair, he did improve the economy. He just decided to also be a despot at the same time. So.
Well, he definitely improved the economy. You can definitely improve your economy by invading other countries. 1936, Soviet officials began the Great Purge of prominent old Bolsheviks. It's the prominent old Bolsheviks. And it was real or potential political rivals and critics of Joseph Stalin. The first show trial opened, resulting in the execution of Lev Kamenev and others. Yes, so the purge of, oh, you better kiss Stalin's ring because he's a megalomaniac and he's been in power way too long. Again, if you're a communist country, why do you have one leader that stays in power forever and ever and ever? That's not communism necessarily, that's just totalitarianism. 1945, the commando force, speaking of communists, this guy had to become a communist because, hey, the French drove him into becoming a commando. Ho Chi Minh, that's right, 1945, commando force formed by Vo Nguyen Giap under Vietnamese nationalist leader Ho Chi Minh entered the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, which is the North Vietnam capital, during the long protracted engagements from 1945 to 1975 until Saigon fell in 1975 and is now called Ho Chi Minh City. 1960, American pilot Francis Gary Powers was sentenced to 10 years of confinement in the Soviet Union. He didn't serve it. He was later released in exchange for a Soviet spy, Rudolf Abel, ABEL. So we did a little spy exchange. 1994, American theoretical physical chemist Linus Pauling died at the age of 93. The only person to have won 2 unshared Nobel Prizes, one for chemistry and one for peace. Quite a guy. He got to be 93 too. 2004, the search engine company Google raised $1.6 billion in its initial public offering. The unusual move, the shares were sold in public auction, intended to put the average investor on equal footing with financial industry professionals. Probably should have bought some of that stock. I wonder what it's worth now. But that was 2004, 22 years ago. Google went public. Not exactly the normal. For instance, if you're Elon Musk, you issue a bunch of preferred stock at the same time where your big investors can buy. But this one, Google said, hey, the common investor can buy our stock, and they sold a lot of it. Raised $1.66 billion in one day. 2017, Dick Gregory, an American comedian and civil rights activist, died at 84. Gregory became nationally recognized in the 1960s for a biting brand of comedy that attacked the racial prejudice by addressing his hard Hitting satire to white audience, he gave comedic voice to the American Civil Rights Movement. Dick Gregory was a comedian. He was very funny. He was a revolutionary comedian as far as being a black comic, but he took it to politics, which is probably the right thing to do if you're a comedian who's commentating on politics and you're 100% every single time more correct than any politician anywhere in Washington. You probably should have been a politician. He did run for president. And of course, the media just shut him out. They completely shut him out. They didn't even give him a freaking platform to talk because, oh, wait, he's a black guy. That's right. So Dick Gregory died on this day in 2017 at the age of 84. So you got a long life of fighting prejudice. A Roman teenager becomes a political royalty on this day in 43 BCE. Why is this month named August? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because of this guy. On this day in 43 BCE, a 19-year-old became one of the most powerful people in the Roman Republic. He was Gaius Julius Caesar Octavian, later known simply as Octavian, until the later date when he assumed the designation as Augustus. So Caesar Augustus, the reason we have a month named August. And he just ascended to the rank of consul, one of two Roman heads of state, the highest magistrates, officials of land. To rise to power is rapid. He will dramatically change the face of Rome. There's a big old article from them about Caesar Augustus, as they know him, who grabbed the month and named it after himself. Attempted coup against Gorbachev in this day, 1991. The Soviet Union effectively came to an end when the General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, President of the Soviet Union, was briefly ousted by a coup of communist hardliners. What happened following was that Boris Yeltsin came out of hiding and said, I'm the leader of Russia now because the Soviet Union is dissolved, and the communist leaders, the Politburo in the Kremlin, did absolutely nothing about Boris Yeltsin claiming he was the leader of Russia, and that's the way it ended. Bill Clinton's birthday today. Happy birthday to Bill Clinton. He is turning 80. That's right. Bill Clinton was the 42nd president of the United States. Oversaw the country's largest peacetime economic expansion and balanced the budget by 1998. And they impeached him for it because the Republicans are just human garbage. They just are. I mean, they want to impeach Trump for does things worse, but they impeached Clinton, who fixed the economy and made them look stupid. And again, they've been making themselves look stupid ever since without anybody's help. Other birthdays today. Let me see if they have themselves a big shot birthday on the Britannica site. Any
big
serial
shot
killers
birthday.
they want to remember.
Yeah.
Frank McCourt's birthday. He wrote Angela's Ashes. I know that one. Ogden Nash, American poet, his birthday. And other birthdays, the famous people. We're gonna go down to there. Okay, where are we at? Let's see who we got. I'm still going. Looking for people. Musician Fat Joe is turning 56. Ooh. Musician Clay Walker turning 57. Matthew Perry, if he was around today, would be 57. He was born in 1969, right after Woodstock. Musician Leanne Womack turning 60 today. Actor Kevin Dillon turning 61. Actor Kyra Sedgwick was born in 1965. She is the wife of Kevin Bacon. So she has 1 degree of Kevin Bacon. She also has 1 degree of Edie Sedgwick, who was her aunt. If you know who Edie Sedgwick was, Bob Dylan wrote a lot of songs about her, including Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat and probably Like a Rolling Stone. Anyway. Actor John Stamos, talking about actors. He was born in 1963, so he's turning 63. His golden birthday, 63, born in 63. Actor Martin Donovan, born in 69. Adam Arkin, son of Alan Arkin, born in 1956. Alan Arkin only died a couple of years ago. He must have been like 90, right? Peter Gallagher, actor Peter Gallagher, I think Sex, Lies, and Videotape, born in 1971. I'm born in 1955, turning 71. Political commentator Mary Matlin, right winger. She married James Carville, one of the weirdest marriage of two weird people. She's turning 73. She thinks she's normal. I think she's weird. Actor Jonathan Frakes turning 74. Musician John Deacon. We know who John Deacon is. Age turned 75. You don't know who John Deacon is. He wrote two of your more famous bass lines in the world. He wrote Another One Bites the Dust, and he wrote Under Pressure. Doom 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 doo 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 doo. Doom 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 doo 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 doo. That's John Deacon, not Vanilla Ice. Actor Jim Carter turned 78. Actor Gerald McCraney, who played Major Dad, turning 79. He's also in Simon and Simon. And of course, Bill Clinton turning 80. Happy birthday to Bubba. Former U.S. Senator and actor Fred Thompson, born in 1942. Musician Johnny Nash, who is apparently now dead. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Mr. Johnny Nash, born in 1940. Actor Jill St. John, turning 86. Musician Ginger Baker, drummer for Cream, drummer for Blind Faith. Ginger Baker was born in 1939. He would be 87 today. One more, maybe one more. Hold on a second. I'm still scrolling. Astronaut Story Musgrave, turning 91. So still alive, apparently, because still in parentheses means they're still alive. We did Frank McCourt. TV creator Gene Roddenberry, who started Star Trek. Happy birthday. He was born in 1921 to be 105. Publisher Malcolm Forbes, born in 1919. And humorist Dr. Nash, we already did. Let's see. Coco Chanel. Orville Wright, one of the first guys to fly an airplane, born in 1871. And scientist Julius Lothar Meyer, born in 1830. A lot of damn birthdays, I'm telling you. It's only a couple of things. It's National Potato Day, National Soft Ice Cream. So when you own that little, shop, you can sell soft ice cream out of it. And they do have an $800 model. I'm not sure what 8,000, but I sell them for 8,800. National Aviation Day. So it's only those three things. So everything. Today, your mispronunciation, your haikus. I did have a haiku, right? I'm sure I did. Anyway, everything from Weird Wednesday, where I'm barely awake. Weird Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. I'm before potatoes and soft ice cream. Not at the same time, hopefully.
Well, I mean, some people make sweet potato dishes that are sweet, you know?
I guess, but not with ice cream. Not a great combination, I would say.
I don't know about that.
Potatoes and ice cream. Try it. I don't give a shit. Ice cream goes with everything. I don't get it. I guess.
What's a potato's favorite horror movie?
Friday the 13th with extra fries.
Silence of the Yams.
Ow! Ooh, hold on a second. Soundboard is lagging.
Kills the most potatoes every year.
The Julienne machine.
Tuberculosis.
Oh, that's sad.
Why do you call a potato that's always looking for a fight?
It's all
agitator. I have so many jokes. That's enough potato jokes.
What? You could have worked it in with it. What do you call a Nazi taking power in Germany? A dictator.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sure. Anyways, our next International UN Observances is World Humanitarian Day. Let me open World Humanitarian Day, please. Thank you. I want to read about it.
Our Pan American Day. It can be
Let's make protecting each other our greatest achievement. On August 19th, mark World Humanitarian Day, a time to honor humanitarian workers and to stand with people affected by crises around the world, like the earthquake that just happened in Colombia, right? A lot of humanitarians over there. Or the man we talked about yesterday, the baseball player who died helping people in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Lots of humanitarians.
Roberto Clemente. Clemente.
Respect and protect civilians. Allow and facilitate safe, rapid, and unimpeded humanitarian access. Prevent arbitrary arrest and detention. Conduct prompt, impartial, and effective investigations to alleged violations. And ensuring accountability in accordance with international law. That's what the UN asks of people all over the world to do today on Humanitarian Day. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the US, as we tie off another Wacky and Weird Wednesday.
Let's not forget Hugh the Tan American either, which is a terrible pun on that, but anyway. Hugh the Tan American.
We will see you tomorrow for Thursdays 13, in which we'll have a list of 13 things to talk about and discuss and yell about. So make sure you're following on Before Coffee Podcast, subscribed on Before Coffee Podcast, and turn on those notifications so you know when we go live and post a video. Thank you to everyone who's already supporting us and who is here today for the live stream, and of course our Before Coffee supporters on Patreon. Here is our mic drop moment.
There used to be many who doubted the motives of Dick Gregory. He's been a leading figure in the civil rights movement, and yet he is billed as a comic. There were charges of publicity, money, career. Recently, he was shot in a race riot in Los Angeles.
No.
He and his family have been jailed both in the North and South. He won his fame as a comedian, and
really
yet
lived
his
a life.
fellow Negro comics say his dedication has blunted his humor,
Negro comics
that he's
back
lost
in
his sense of satire, that he's now more angry than funny. Judge for yourself, as we believe him to be a funny, courageous man. Here is Dick Gregory.
Well, at least it wasn't the white comics thing. I guess I would have been interested in Everyone thinks this guy is too angry. Here we go.
Just warning the white folks is what he's saying.
Yeah. Watch out, angry white black man, angry black man.
He's saying, don't send me your damn letters. I'm just going to tear them up, is what he's saying.
Hey, nobody's not that funny, but you're about to convince me, you know. It's always nice being back in New York. You know, I'll let you in on a little secret. I was really planning on moving to New York until I read one day where Mayor Wagner's not going to run again for office, which led me to believe that he knows something. You know, like maybe the weatherman done told him, like, baby, there'll be no rain here till 1985.
The weatherman, that's the inside.
New York City with no rain, not one drop of rain between now and 1985.
I don't think they have to think about that now.
Isn't that frightening? It's like hearing one big voice saying, burn, baby, burn. As you know, I just got back from Los Angeles, Vietnam.
Race
right in the middle of the ride when it was going on, it was like so many things was happening at once, you know.
Yeah.
Like the cops made an arrest of this one guy for stealing a television set 4 days after he stole it. And I thought this was very unusual, so I was asking the officer, I said, well, what type of intelligence department do you have here in Los Angeles where 4 days after a guy steals a television set, you can make the arrest right in the middle of a ride that's going on, you know? He said, really, it's no credit to us. We never would have found the guy had he not made the mistake of mailing in that 90-day warranty. And one weird thing, I'm standing on the corner and this one guy's running down the street with a couch on his back. So I said, hey, buddy, are you a looter? And he says, no, I'm a psychiatrist on my way to a house call.
Oh, yeah, that makes complete sense, yeah.
And what I really hate to mention now, but I must, did you happen to see those pictures they sent us back from Mars? Kind of made you hate you paid your income tax. I looked at them, one paper had nerve enough to say they were very revealing.
It's like, I don't see anything.
Like, I've seen more revealing pictures in Reader's Digest. No, I looked at all of those Mars shots and I tried to figure it out. It was nothing but just a picture with a little bit of white and a whole lot of black. They could have filmed that over South Africa.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You know who I felt sorry for? The night those pictures were due back from Mars, and they said, we're going to run them on TV, and you stayed up late. You know, all the people that stayed up late at night waiting for those pictures from Mars, looking for those little bitty green folks.
Those little big green.
Big green folks. And I'm glad. No, I was looking for some people, but not no little bitty green folks. I was hoping they found some cats on Mars about 47 yards tall.
Wow.
10 yards wide, black with nappy hair.
Huge.
99 billion of them. I bet we'd have got it then. Oh, with our luck, I can just hear them now finding 99 billion black cats on Mars and trying to communicate with them. Hey, Earth to Mars, come in, Mars. And they come in saying, yes, sir, boss.
Oh no, he's sitting down too. Nice. Got interviewed.
That is as unpolitical as he gets. Dick Gregory, every guy. He's arrested hundreds of times.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.